My mother was a survivor of the Holocaust. She had a lot of suffering in her life. And at one point during her life, somebody offered her the gospel, but she rejected it. Then she died. Is she in hell right now? Eddie knows how to ask a tough question, especially before a secular audience. So I said, Eddie, I don't know where your mother is right now. I don't know whether she had a deathbed conversion or not. But if she did not accept Christ before she died, then God is too loving to force her into heaven against her will. You see, the assumption behind the question is that everybody wants to go to heaven. That is not true. Who's in heaven? Jesus is in heaven. There are people running from Jesus right now. Do you think God is going to be so unloving that he's going to track them down and force those people into his presence against his will? That would be unloving. Ladies, have you ever had a man pursue you whom you did not want to date? Some of you are going, yeah, and he's sitting right next to me right now. Suppose he continues to pursue, he continues to pursue, he continues to pursue. And he gets to the point where he says, look, I love you so much, I'm going to force you to love me. Can he do that? No, love by definition must be freely given. You can't force love. Now, if he truly did love you, what would he do? He would leave you alone. That's exactly what God does to us. He sends us cards, letters, and flowers that he's there. He sends us creation, conscience. He sends us the Bible. He sends us Jesus. He sends us the witness of the Holy Spirit. In some areas, he's sending dreams and visions. And if we don't want him, God's ultimately going to say, have it your way. Paul talks about this in Romans chapter 1. He says that God will give you up to your own desires. That's what a loving God does. Even an all-powerful God can't cause free creatures to love him. It's a contradiction. You can't force freedom. Love must be freely given. Look, if God exists, and there is an afterlife, there's only two possible destinations. You're either going to be with God, which is heaven, or you're going to be without God, which is hell. What is hell? The Bible uses a lot of different descriptions to describe hell. One of them is separation from God, which means separation from everything good. Imagine a place where there is none of God's goodness. None of it exists. So there's no love, there's no relationships, there's no pleasures, there's no progress, there's no future, there's nothing to look forward to. There's just stone cold self-absorption and narcissism. That's hell.